So it's been a week since I ran the Brighton Marathon. I intended to do this video sooner, but unfortunately my phone decided to overheat, which is where I currently do most of my video recordings, and I recorded a few videos before the marathon. So my intention was going to be to add a bit of a montage to the video and thoughts before the marathon, and then some during and at the end. As I said, unfortunately, my phone overheated, so I've lost all of those videos from the day. But I still wanted to reflect on how the marathon went and what my thoughts are. So I thought a week on from it would be a good time. As part of this video, I'm going to be putting some of the highlights. So both my kids were there, and my mum, and they took plenty of photos and a couple of videos. So I will share those as well as part of this video. But yeah, it's mainly going to be me talking about my reflections. So from the day itself, probably a bit more nervous at the start than I thought I would be. But once I got to Preston Park where the marathon started, I felt good. Good vibe from the crowd, the DJ, the music is really good atmosphere. Very hot day, which I'll go into in a bit more. So yes, so started off really well. Good time. I didn't appreciate or anticipate. I should have looked at the route, I suppose, a bit better, but how many hills there were. So I'd underestimated that and probably set off quicker than I should have, based on one, the heat, and two, the hills. So as we were running along the coast up towards the marina and further out, the heat really probably got to me, and we'd done quite a few hills by that point. So admittedly, I flagged more than I thought I would, and I couldn't really feel like I could get hydration, even though I was trying to take on as much water as I could. There's plenty of water stations, so it was really well organised. So water stations, they had gels, they had sports drinks as well. So the organisers had provided lots of opportunities to drink, but it just felt like, because of the heat and the hills, I couldn't take on as much as a fluid as I would have liked. So the second half, I really struggled. So first half I did it in 2 hours, second half just over 3, so, or just over 2 and then just over 3. So tough, a lot tougher than I had anticipated and I guess prepared myself for, mentally as well as physically. So there was some tough times in it, but I'm really pleased to say I finished it. As I said in my previous video, I wanted to, finishing was my main achievement. I would have loved to have got under 5 hours. I wasn't quite there. I was 3 hours and 7, but really pleased I finished. Quite emotional when I finished. I just felt an overwhelming sense of emotion. I think especially seeing my kids there cheering me on, that I felt so proud. They seemed really proud of me, so that was a really nice moment. Friends came along as well. So Terry, so one of the back three, he was there. Daniel was going to come, but he couldn't make it, but he still sent his love and best wishes before, which was really nice. And then two of my other friends came along to support, so it was really nice. And I said, really emotional, as it felt a lot tougher than I thought, but I'm really pleased I did it. I think this week's been quite tough though. I think mentally more than anything. I think I'd read somewhere about post-marathon blues. I hadn't really given it much thought, but probably suffered a little bit from that. So it's been, as I said, a long time coming, this marathon. So I was due to do it originally in April 2020, but obviously with lockdown and COVID and lockdown, everything's happened, got postponed, cancelled, and then postponed 3 times. So till now. So I think probably because it had been in my mind for a long time, I've been sort of on and off preparing for it. But once it was done, and obviously the effort I exerted on the day, and I said the emotional relief almost after finishing it. This big week has been quite tough. I've not really quite known what to do with myself, because running's been part of my life for a while now. And I know in previous videos I said I was going to focus on weightlifting, sort of powerlifting type stuff. And while I've been to the gym, I've not quite had that motivation. So I guess at this moment in time, I'm really thinking about what my next target is, what my next goal. Obviously, I've got a couple just in terms of if I want to walk coast to coast, Adrian's Wall, but that's, although it has physical aspects to it, I think that's more going to be an enjoyable thing. So I'm going to do that with my son. So I think that'll be something I'll really enjoy. It'll be a bit of camping along the way. So I think it'll be about 3 days. So yes, I'll need to be in shape, but that's not going to, I suppose, push me or be my next challenge in terms of pushing me. So in my mind, I'm still thinking along the lines of strength, but I'm not quite sure. So at the moment, I'm just ticking over at the gym. So doing a bit of hypertrophy training, so more bodybuilding type stuff, but obviously not to any particularly great level, but just trying to push myself there while I think about what I want to do next. On reflection this week, at first I was thinking after it, because it was so tough, I want to give up running, but I definitely in my mind want to keep doing the half marathons as a minimum. I was speaking to Terry on the day, and he's very keen to do the London Marathon. At this moment in time, it's not something that is at the forefront of my mind, but will I? Who knows? Who knows? I think that would probably help, having other people to do it with. So the marathon I did on my own, which is the first proper run I've done on my own, which again made it tough, but we'll see. But definitely half marathons, for me, I feel they're challenging in terms of being 13.1 miles. It's still a really, really good distance, but they're achievable and attainable in, I suppose, the time and effort I feel I can put into running. Whereas a marathon, I think realistically, having done one now, you need to put some really good long runs in. So I'd imagine if I was ever going to do one again, I'd be looking at least 4 runs out of, I'd say, 19 to 21 miles. And realistically, that takes probably 4 hours for me, someone at my pace. So that's quite a big commitment. And obviously that doesn't include the other runs. So I guess we'll see in that regards. And I think my feet are recovering. So again, something that surprised me, and maybe I didn't do enough research, but my toes are quite bad, the nails on my toes. So 4 of them look like potential to come off because a lot of blood blisters underneath. So we'll see, maybe not, but it feels very painful, and it feels they're going that way. But it's things like that I didn't really appreciate. But I think that the most important thing, I'm really proud of what I've achieved. It's been difficult this week to really feel that way, because I suppose at points I was slightly disappointed in myself during the run, so beating myself up a little bit, greater expectations. I think the heat probably got to me more than I'd again anticipated, the hills. But a lot of people keep saying to me, like my family, friends, and people I work with, great, do you know what I mean, brilliant, it's fantastic what I've achieved. And I think slowly as the week's gone on, I've probably realised that a bit more, and a bit more appreciative of what I've done. And running a marathon, it's something I can definitely tick off and say I've done. And I'm really proud. And as I said, it was so nice seeing my kids and feeling their pride in me, which was really lovely. So next steps, I'll keep you posted on what my plans are, and the journey. I want it to be a continuous journey. Sorry, it's been a while, as I said, that I haven't put anything up, but as I said, it was more to do with my phone. I think that frustrated me a bit, losing all the videos I'd taken and my thoughts and stuff like that in a day. But again, we have to persevere. We get setbacks, so I think it's about persevering. But hope you enjoy the little clips and some of the pictures that I'm going to put up. And thanks again for listening. Any thoughts on what my next challenge should be, please put it in the comments box. Someone suggested a triathlon. I'm not sure if swimming's my thing, but you never know, it might be something to consider. Doing something like a Tough Mudder is probably something I've always thought about, so maybe something like that. But yeah, any thoughts and suggestions on things I can do, that would be greatly appreciated. And again, thanks for watching.
You're gone, Dad. Back free. Back free.
No!
Yeah, you're doing great. Come on. Woo! You've got this. Come on. Come on, Dad. Woo! Come on, Dad. Yeah. Yes, Dad. Let me see. Come on.
How about I think on the top one, you guys can one together?
I'll dress up with Chewie.